Decoy Court is in session with more r/relationships, with today's featured post being, a woman, 21-year-old female, won't stop harassing me, a 25-year-old female, and my family/friends because I ruined her relationship. So OP writes, my roommate, a 26-year-old female, and I joined one of those sugar dating websites as a joke at the beginning of the lockdown. It was mostly really creepy old men on there, so I stopped checking it after a day. However, if you've ever used a dating website, you know some of them have a feature which notifies you whenever someone clicks on your profile. When we first signed up, I had no clue this was a thing, so I clicked on a few profiles with younger/more attractive display pictures. My roommate kept using it, and a few weeks after we made our accounts, she kept pestering me to check mine since she had some success in finding a sugar daddy. I logged on so she could look through it, and we noticed one of the younger guys, Daniel, 28, had messaged me. I messaged him back at her insistence, and we talked casually for a few days before he asked me if I wanted to meet up. He said he had already another arrangement going on, so he was looking for someone who was into more open relationships and wouldn't act jealous. I explained I made the account as a joke and I wasn't actually looking for anything. I told him I was going to delete my account now, and he asked me to give him my number before I did in case I changed my mind. I deleted my account and we continued talking over text as friends. 2 weeks ago, I received a text from an unknown number. She asked how I knew Daniel. I was pretty vague and I said I met him online since I had no idea who it was. She told me she was his girlfriend and I needed to stop talking to him. We exchanged a few more messages where she showed me proof, and I stopped replying to his messages after that. He ended up calling me to ask why I was ignoring him. I explained about his girlfriend texting me, but he started denying having one. He ended up asking me to show the screenshots of my conversation with the girl, which I did. Anyways, he explained to me that he met a girl on the same website we met, and she was one that he had an arrangement with, and they weren't exclusive, and she definitely was not his girlfriend. A day after we had that conversation, the girl started sending me rude messages, calling me a homewrecker and telling me that I ruined her life because she couldn't go to college now because of me. After some back and forth, I blocked her. She's since found me on Facebook and has been sending me, my family, and my friends horrible messages, including telling my parents that I've been sleeping with old men for money. How do I get her to stop? She keeps making new accounts every time I block her, so I don't know what else to do. Too long didn't read. I met a guy on a sugar dating website. I told him I signed up as a joke and we'd become friends. He already had an arrangement with another girl, but she told me to stop speaking to him because she was his girlfriend. I did, and he ended up ending things with, and she's now harassing me. So before we go into the story anymore, we're going to take it over to Decoy Court, where I give you my knee-jerk reaction to a situation that isn't asking for my opinion, but with this situation, it almost seems to me a little bit too clear-cut, like Lost Child in the Woods, where OP's like, I only registered as a joke. I only registered because my roommate was on it. I stopped going up on it, but my roommate said to go on it. Even kind of a weird thing where she was receiving emails on her phone about, or on her device about people clicking on a profile, but she wasn't checking on it. So she only went on the website because she wanted to show her roommate the account, and she only talked to the guy saying, I'm deleting it, and I'm only gonna talk to you on text message just as friends, like nothing ever happened. It's kind of a bizarre scenario in the first place. Why does this guy still want to talk to her if they're not getting anywhere? I don't know. I'm not there. I don't want to make too many assumptions, but it does seem a little bit too well aligned with she is completely innocent, never done anything wrong. She's not even on the website on her own volition. It's just circumstance. Okay, whatever. Seeing all that, now this friend is super mad at her because she text messages this guy. If they were only texting as friends, why is she super upset? And if it was only a sugar dating website, why is this causing such an issue for her? But I mean, I could say that I have met some people that are a little bit unhinged, where they get really into somebody even though they're not actually having a reciprocated relationship. They're just obsessed with somebody, they're not getting what they want, so they start illustrating it in their mind and their imagination that it's a situation that is more than it really is. So I could see somebody going crazy, contacting them on Facebook, contacting their family, trying to slander them just because they feel somehow that this is helping them control their life again. So if I'm not gonna sit here and try to say that all my assumptions are correct, where it's just at face value, they are an innocent person and they're just being a victim of someone stalking them and their family online. Yeah, they're not the antagonist, but you know, what's the decoy defense? Like the Decoy Court is genuine knee-jerk reaction. Decoy defense would just be something where it's like an absurd alternate universe. And I'd say the absurd alternate universe, just based on what may or may not be under the surface of this whole story, is OP was seriously dating that person, OP was involved with them, and they're just not willing to admit it. They feel uncomfortable being on that sugar dating website. They're on there. They don't really they don't want to admit to it. Maybe they even want this post right here to say like, hey, later on, hey person, let me alone, leave me alone. See, I made a post about it on Reddit. It's kind of my evidence, even though it's just, you know, it's more stories, but it's like, here's my evidence. I was never involved with them. Just please leave me alone. Maybe this is a reason to do it, or maybe it's something to show the family saying, hey, this is proof or whatever. But I mean, that's my thoughts. As always, before we get into the top and controversial comments that oftentimes sway our opinion, I'm just asking that you guys are subscribing down below with the notifications on to join that Decoy Koi pond. But also, in the break, give me your feedback. Would this be a situation where you're buying her story, or would this be a situation where you're like, hey, she's innocent, you gotta figure out a way to leave her alone and give her, like, you know, a step-by-step instruction on how to contact the local law enforcement to get someone from online stalking and harassing you. But let's go ahead and see the top comment of, you should have deactivated your social medias for a while and go ghost. Eventually turn them back on. Also consider changing your number. If worse comes to worse, tell her you're going to file a restraining order on her, which is probably the best thing. Like, oftentimes these people think that they can bully you online until they realize, hey, there's going to be real life consequences behind what you're doing online when you believe it's anonymous. The next comment, which got hidden, is next time put too long didn't read on the top emojis. Hopefully this will pass over for you with time. Now, I didn't realize this was like a brand new post, so there's really not too much feedback. So I feel good that I was able to shed my opinion on it. But it is a scenario where if you're being stalked online, you need to reach out to the authorities. Oftentimes that's the only way that you can get out of it. It doesn't seem like it's too bad of a scenario where it's too far gone, where she's like showing up at your doorstep. If you can just bring the authorities in right away, it should probably try to get rid of the situation. So, I mean, with the absence of lots of Reddit feedback and comments, I probably should have picked a different story. I'm kind of new to r/relationships. You know, let me know what you're thinking about it. Let me know how I can improve the channel. The thumbnail, unfortunately, is probably going to stay the same just to try to gain more interest in the channel overall. But please, if you like what I'm doing, subscribe down below, notifications on, and also share the video with somebody, share the channel with somebody, or if nothing else, you don't got to do that. Just go ahead and put this on autoplay and watch the next episode of DecoyNoise coming up next.